And it's been so much going on.
Everything I told y'all.
Yeah, it's been a lot going on. This has been a crazy summer, and I think it's just getting ready to get crazier. But I think that we're about to make some stands, and some things are being said that people probably been wanting to say for a long time, but because I guess people that are from America, you know what I'm saying, we have a way about ourselves that wants to bring everybody together in unity. And like what you always say to me, Dots, all skin folk
And
ain't skin folk. Okay. Well, if everybody didn't know, they can go online and they can pull it up. There today is supposed to be the first day starting a boycott because of the disrespect from other from African immigrants. I'm just going to go ahead and say what it is. There have been immigrants, African, Jamaican, and quite a few people that we wouldn't have expected to have disrespect us so bad by calling us names like lazy, good for nothing, they can do it better. They come over here and do things better than us, and they don't see the big picture. I know you got a lot to say about it, Rob, but a lot of people don't realize how this really hurts, especially for us as Americans, because we have paved the way to make it easier for for dark immigrants like us to come over here, and we've tried to embrace them, you know, and not for you to come over here and start thinking that you're better than us. So, Dots, could you just show a little bit?
Well, before we get, yes, I'll cue that up. But I did want Rod just to sort of lay the field down a little bit about this FBA boycott, because Freedom was really, she was sending me a lot of clips about it, and I heard about it, but I'm not really in the know. So while I'm pulling that up, if you can, what is this boycott about?
It's about waking up.
Thank you.
Listen, we over here been paid for the world for 500 years. We got no benefit from it. Every time we tried to pool our resources and work together, somebody that ain't us, that look like us, is always in the middle. Saboteurs, agent provocateurs. Once we start waking up to who we is, we gonna automatically start holding our dollars back from immigrants, whether they African immigrants, Arab immigrants, Chaldean immigrants, Asian immigrants, because that awakening make you take control of your resources by nature. For us to be like, enough is enough, we done been courteous, we done been kind, we done been respectful, we done been giving freely from the heart, we done asked for nothing, and y'all abused us, y'all misused us, y'all stepped on us, spit on us, kicked us, y'all fried us, y'all barbecued us, baked us, roasted us, everything y'all could do, but we still here. And guess what? That refining process of everything they did to us gave birth to this generation here. The buck stops here. And when you see them making these efforts, boycott effort means unity effort. You can't boycott when there ain't no unity. It's unsuccessful. Right? That's why they want to keep breaking up workers' unions. Because if you can keep breaking up the worker union, then the corporations can control the narrative instead of the worker. So it's the same thing with us as a people. If they keep busting up our unity every time we turn around, then the corporations called the United States as reaping the benefits, and we suffering the consequences of their exploitation. So if the foreigner to come over here and treat us with our proper respect and our proper due, we not gonna never move the world power structure from oppressing everybody else. Because we the only ones can change the system by self-awareness, self-knowledge, and the verbal articulation of our tribal right to assert our land jurisdiction. If we don't start speaking up for ourselves, they're just gonna keep taking advantage of us. So when you hear them talk about boycott, it ain't got nothing to do with Africans. It ain't got nothing to do with no foreigners. It got everything to do with us deciding to stick together on something and look out for the ones that been deceiving us the whole time that look like us but ain't us. Hide behind pale faces so we can't see their dirty hands throwing the rocks.
Well, I
Mhm.
want to say this. I want to
That's
say
something.
thing. I think that the boycott is right. I think that if you want to say this, that, and another that's negative about us who paved the way for them to come over here and to easily come over here and live after how they live, where they live at. How do you think if we don't go in their shops, because we're the ones who patronize them, we're the ones that go in. I ain't never seen a Chinese person in a Chinese store buying no daggone chicken wings. Okay, when I go to the braiding shops, all I see is our people in there. I see them braiding our hair, but I don't see their people sitting between. And well, however,
You musty goats.
right? Okay, the ones that they're putting down that's called that they're calling lazy. It's giving them $200 a pop every time they go get their hair done. Okay, so the ghetto ones that they're talking about is the ones that's going in their shops that is paying them the money. It's us that's going in these shops that's patronizing them and trying to welcome and be in unity with them, and they could downgrading us, and it's wrong.
But that go back to self-awareness again, though, Sister Freedom. Because I know sisters from the projects in Chicago that can braid better than all of them put together. But we don't patronize her because she's braiding in her living room.
Oh no, we do here in Wilmington, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but see what I'm talking about is the self-awareness enough to know we don't need nobody to do nothing for us. Everything that we need to do for us, we are capable and willing to do it for ourselves. The problem is we always outsourcing
Right.
for other people to do what we better at than them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We better at it than them. We didn't braid hair, weaving blankets longer than anybody else on the planet. Cornrows is an American phenomenon that was transported to the world. Right? So if they go into the African shop and they bypass the sister that work out of her living room on that side street, they looking for the same reason why they're not buying American made car. They're looking for a foreign. You have no trust and belief and faith in what you can do, and you misplacing it. All it is showing is that we waking up to our own foolishness to stop supporting people that's not supporting us. That's all we can. That's what we supposed to do. And now is the best time to do it because we didn't hijack the whole algorithm in the world shaking in their boots because we didn't figure out who we is and who we always been. We the first families of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
The out of Africa theory, they didn't even know about America when they came up with that BS. Everybody ain't out of Africa.
It's true.
There's more people out of America than it is out of Africa. We the ones populated the world as the Atlanteans. We the ones gave Kemet their high sciences under Tahuti, who came from over here. Right? So we looking at the world from a Eurocentric perspective, and as long as we see the world from the perspective that was given to Europeans, they didn't even teach themselves. Let that sink in. The European perspective is not even an original perspective from Europe. The Greek priest was taught by pharaohs out of Egypt. The daughters of the pharaohs settled Greece. Right? Then Rome was settled by Akkadians and Assyrians out of the Middle East, what they call it today. Right? So they gave them Latin, and the Egyptians gave them Greek.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that became the scholarly languages of Europe. Russian is a spinoff of Greek, and Spanish, French, Portuguese are spinoffs from Latin. Right? So when we get back to the origin of everything, America wasn't considered when they was coming up with the doctrine. American anthropology and archaeology only 200 years old.
Wait, what doctrine are you talking about? America wasn't considered when they came up with what doctrine are you talking about?
Archaeology and anthropology.
Oh, okay. The science,
Right.
like the sciences. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So they didn't even start, they haven't even been studying us longer than 200 years. We do not fit in the paradigm of the outer Africa that's built on the teachings of who they call Socrates, the father of history, or is it Hippocrates? Socrates.
Socrates, yeah, the father of philosophy, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm. Father of history.
I don't know why everything.
The father of history, they call it, it's one of them Greek philosophers that they credit with being the father of history. Right? And that's how long they've been developing the philosophy and theory of the outer Africa theory. America wasn't in the equation because before 1492, they didn't believe anything was across the ocean, and if you go that way, you're going to fall off. Right? So when we're looking at the outer Africa theory, that don't account for all of them Egyptian-style pyramids and temples in the Grand Canyon that's thousands of years older than Egypt. They're the ones in Peru. Right? The Nazca lines. All that stuff older than almost all of the ancient artifacts everywhere else on the planet. Right? We got the in Teotihuacan, we got the damn breeding laboratory where the genetic engineering was taking place to develop the avatar to be self-replicating. Right? So you don't have to keep jumping avatars every time one break down. You would just go out of that one and birth into another one as long as you keep a continuous line of descent. Right? The 7 faces. That's the 7 archetype or the facial structure of all of the species of humans on the planet. Mm-hmm. They all in there, from the Australian Aboriginal to the Africans to the Hindus to the Chinese to the Americans. All 7 faces, and they in stone, and it's older than your Egyptian pyramid complex. Right? We talking Mount Titicaca, ancient developments of agriculture that's older than your Sumerian agriculture in the Middle East. We don't want to talk about that because now it spoils the outer Africa theory. So they start trying to scramble dates and everything, but we have calendars that they can't dispute, like the Aztec calendar. Right? But they don't know that one wheel is not just that one place. They got a Mayan wheel that's in a different place. Right? They got a Tunica wheel in a different place. They got all these mounds are time machines. They telling you time like a clock. Mm-hmm. Right? And they telling you where we was at what time frame, and how long we stayed there. All this stuff is recorded in the modern archaeological record, but they don't want to accept the dating that they coming up with. Whether it's their uranium dating, their carbon-14 dating, their plutonium 221 dating, whatever they use, they keep getting frustrated because they're trying to hold on to the outer Africa narrative.
And then everyone comes from the Lucy, right? Who looks like a freaking hybrid monkey or gorilla.
No, Lucy wasn't even a human.
But
Lucy was a prehistoric hominid. A prehistoric bipedal hominid that date back 3.5 years ago, found in the Haute d'Ivoire. Her species is called Proconsul. She before Neanderthals. The only thing Lucy had related to anything in modern times is the DNA matrix called mitochondria. That's it. Every functional DNA helix on the planet got mitochondria.
Lucy was the original Frankenstein. They actually put parts together all over the place and then called her Lucy. He was.
So they had that recorded how they was mixing bones, giving false archaeological background to bones, or half baboon, half human bone glued together. All of that stuff has been proven. A lot of those artifacts proven to be fake.
Okay.
Created, manufactured.
That's what I'm saying.
The story, though, let me tell you, the story didn't change. When they discovered the artifact was fake, they said the artifact is fake, but our story of evolution is still the same.
See, the problem is with us is we fall for anything. And the main reason why that we patronize so many different other people than us is because we done hyped it up so much that we're so-called African that we was actually trying to become it, hyping ourselves up by going in these shops and eating, trying to eat the food. The food, woo, I can't do it. I cannot eat their food.
But even with that Lucy thing, right? Because I remember when I first learned about that, because if it's written in the book, y'all, if it's written in the book, then it must be true. You know what I mean? So I remember learning about Lucy, and I was I'm sitting in my college classroom, right? Like literally, maybe it's me and somebody else of the only melanated hue, but I'm sitting in this classroom and they're talking about Lucy and the origins of humanity and da-da-da. And I'm looking, I'm saying to myself, like Harlem comes on real tough. I'm like, hey, son, you mean to tell me that it took British anthropologists to come into Africa? Like peep game, y'all. It took a European to come into Africa to discover, right? This what did you call her? Frankenstein of a woman named Lucy.
Absolutely.
Myself, you mean to tell me that these
Okay, let's go back over the story of how they discovered the bones. First of all, the Leakeys didn't discover it.
I'm sorry, y'all.
It was the Kenyan helpers that was with them that they told what they was looking for, and they went back and brought the bones to Lucy to them.
So I was saying to myself, one thing that came to my mind, Rod, I'll never forget this. Freedom, 1 second. One thing that came to my mind, Rod, was I was saying to myself, wait a minute, wouldn't an African, somebody who's native, somebody who has lived there, wouldn't they have discovered these fossils or this human being if there was one? How does it take an outsider, a quote-unquote colonizer, right? Someone who doesn't know the landscape, someone who doesn't know the land whatsoever, to discover the mother of humanity, allegedly. And this is the stuff that's repetitive and that goes on and on and on. And I remember sitting in my college class like, yo, they really playing with us right now. And I'm looking and people just are writing. But you know that when you're in college, the bottom line is you're there for a reason, right? And so I always say that, like, you start to parrot what you are expected to say. That's it, that's all. But that's not wisdom. And that doesn't make it true. It's just that it was in a book that's been reprinted. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make it true.
Doesn't make it true at all.
It's just wild to me. All right, but with the FB, you guys are in the chat. I see it's 164 people that's in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We see y'all. Sharice, what's up? All our mods, we love y'all. Family, cousins in the chat, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. When we do the link. I'm gonna pull up the video. Y'all can keep on talking. I'm gonna just cue up the video, and then we'll play a bit of it.
Guys, I'm about to see one related to what you were just talking about, and I want you to pull it up and play it.
Well, listen, here's the thing. I think that the threat of the boycott has the Africans on the run, meaning now they're admitting that they're disrespectful. That's why I want you to play it. Play this.
Wait, hold on, hold on. I'm gonna play it, but he wants me to play this first. What we were just talking about with Lucy, and then we're gonna play that.
Hold on, one second.
That's no problem.
He's sending it, yeah. And then that way we'll jump right into what we were talking about with the boycott, because that's a good topic, Freedom.
Yeah, it is.
Are y'all enjoying yourself so far?
Let me
By the way, if you guys agree with the boycott, y'all can put a 1 in the chat. Let us know. And
skirt.
okay, I see it. I see it.
Yes, I love how she explained this. This is so accurate to what you're saying about the Leakey's discoveries. Some European came in, and now all of a sudden we exist now. Like we wasn't here before they got here, but since they came, now we here. Like what the hell is that?
Okay, Rod, this is on TikTok.
So Crowley did exactly what he said. He didn't stay with Blavatsky long because she was putting the secrets out in open. He didn't stay with Israel Regardie long because he was putting the secrets out in the open. Right? He didn't even want to touch Rudolph Steiner because he wasn't scared of too many people. But Rudolph Steiner wasn't his cup of tea, nor was Franz Bardon. Right? But Crowley did exactly what he said he was going to do. Expose the church and expose the lies. He put the lies business out in the open. They put a hit on him. He just survived it.
And they ran him up out of, was that England? They ran him up out of somewhere where their main stronghold was. He got ran up out of there. And they moved him out the country. It was Switzerland or somewhere. He got ran up out of there.
Yeah, he ended up, I think he died on a little island outside of Italy.
Yeah, he was trying to do this 6-month spell, the longest spell they got in their spell book.
Well, if you don't do the maintenance on them, then they dissipate. It's energy.
Yeah.
If you don't, it's like driving a car. If you don't put no gas in it, it ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
The same engine that you burn gas in, with a few tweaks, you can burn water in it.
Yeah.
So the great deception come in and them telling you that the only way you can get this amount of power out of this engine is you got to use fossil fuel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 It's already somebody that they already converted it in the 1800s. Over here, we had cars running off of water. They come to find out that's what that dude was breaking down in that clip. I ain't played the whole clip, but he said that we were more advanced. Like Nikola Tesla was just a cover up. Like he saying that we already had lights and plumbings and like sewer systems and everything over here before Christopher Columbus came. Like sewer systems.
Yeah, we had all that.
And trains and stuff.
We wasn't no Stone Age spear chucking backwoods. We didn't need weapons.
Yeah.
We only needed weapons to hunt. We didn't need weapons to fight war. We didn't have them kind of wars.
Yeah.
If it got bad enough, my chief gonna fight your chief.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Or they gonna pick their champion.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I say if it was a war to be won with the fist, Big Tookie and Mike Tyson would have took it a long time ago. It wasn't about that. Those were what they call them. Those were bullet points on the essay. Somebody that can do it all. It wasn't about physics. Because if it was about physics, Lord Quartermain would have took that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they couldn't create atomic bomb out of Einstein's formula until they called in Lloyd Quartermain.
Mm.
It ain't about education, because Carter G or Amos Wilson, Hockey Model Booty, they all would have took that a long time ago.
Mm.
Right? Half of this stuff Elijah would have took. There's some boys in the nation got them hands.
Yeah.
And, they just don't run around fronting that they got them hands, but don't pull up on one and try to find out.
Yeah, right.
Right? But, he was turning out champions of all caliber. He had Ali. Right? He had great authors that we look back now, we read these books. Some of them that wasn't formal members, like Dr. Clark, but he was feeding information to Elijah and Malcolm and Martin, right? Dr. Ben was feeding them information to keep their education program ahead of the fallacy, right? So you got people like Chancellor Williams, whose information was fed through the nation, structuring the black civilization.
Mm-hmm.
Right, a lot of that information, if the nation wasn't showing us what to read, we wouldn't have knew what we needed to read versus what they told us to read. We wouldn't have knew that we needed our information to offset what they was telling us. Mm-hmm. Right? I was ordering college textbooks, but at the same time, I was in the Final Call bookstore and I was in the Answer All Out bookstore ordering books from us. Mm-hmm. Right? They had this. I had this one catalog called African World Books out of Philadelphia. I was ordering books out of. But then I was ordering books out of Edward R. Hamilton, and my brother and sister paid for all the knowledge. That's why I can give it away for free. It's been paid for already. It was paid. It was prepaid. Right. Right. I paid attention, and they paid the bill. Right. So it's been double paid at that point, triple paid, because it was a brother, sister, myself, and then my attention. Right. So we was getting together, trying to formulate understanding of what was taking place. I didn't know I was going to be the chief they was going to call for this. I was living my life. But then the codes started coming in, and you can't duck them because you get bombarded by them. Mm-hmm. They activate you. You can't help it. You got to move in a certain direction. People think you insane. So I had to go get a psyche eval to prove I wasn't insane. So I sat there and told the history of psychiatry and psychology to the psychiatrist, who was perplexed. Why are you even here? You know this better than me. Mm-hmm. You are definitely not insane. But you got to also remember, intelligent people, smart people, sound totally batshit crazy to dumb people.
Right. Yeah, bro. Okay, we're gonna roll about 2 or 3 more, then we'll take some questions. I got another good one to roll. Let me roll and ask a question right there. Now, so based on what we getting is there any artifacts that could potentially awake the more, awake it with people of this land? Okay, now that's what the question was. Now, he said that there was Phoenicians and Hebrew writing. Right, we know that the Phoenicians were tall. Some of them could have been 7 foot tall, like Shaquille O'Neal height, because the Watusis are naturally tall. If you go look at the Watusi, they the tall tribe, and then we had, because they showed based on the artifacts that we seen, the ones that we was able to some kind of way get pictures of or what people told us, that they had 2 different type of phenotypes. The one was the Watusi looking. That's the Phoenicians. The ones they said the Phoenicians. They was about the Great Lakes. They populated the whole Mississippi, the old Mississippians. And then they had another shorter group that kind of resembled the Twa Man. And then they had another group, which they found these guys everywhere. They found one of these guys frozen in the ice in Antarctica. These are far people, right? They are far people. So they found them guys over here. So, man, what would that do? I mean, the truth is out now. But what does that gonna do for the whole paradigm? Their whole paradigm falls down. We got to start back from the beginning and start from scratch, all the way from the beginning, because the whole storyline don't start from Africa. It starts off from the world. It start here.
Right. Well, you gotta remember, they just started studying over here.
Yeah.
Because the goal was never to give us any information related to anything over here.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And so when they tell a narrative in a out of Africa theory, if you incorporate what was going on in the Americas during the whole out of Africa time frame, it spoils the narrative.
It hurt their feelings.
Right. So you see the artifacts that they collected tell the story.
Yeah.
This is why they have to always conceal them and destroy the bodies, conceal the bodies, take the skulls off the bodies, certain stuff that they was doing.
Blow the whole
to
body.
all to design to control the narrative. Everything started in the Americas.
Right. It would be no other reason to cover it up. If it went to what the storyline they gave us, if the storyline they gave us was legit, it'd be no reason for the Smithsonian Institute. The Smithsonian, and then they said they had a fire where after they collected all those artifacts, and then 1885, right after the Civil War, they burned down. It was 65. They burned down. What it was 65 or 85. All of a sudden, the place burned down to the ground. Huh?
It was 65 because I noticed it was not too long after the Emancipation Proclamation.
Yeah.
But you gotta remember, it wasn't just the Smithsonian that burned during that time period. It was all of the records across the land. It was burning the churches that had the records in them, the libraries that had records, the city halls that had records. All of them was catching fire. That's why most of my mama history has been burned up in the fires, because they in Magnolia they burned down the library with all the records in it.
I heard my granddaddy say something like that they burned out when they had no birth tickets, they burned it down.
Yeah. So we had land diagrams that we used to use to map out our plot of land. That's what they was mainly trying to destroy, so that we won't be able to say this was on my land.
Yeah.
They didn't want us. This was before they came out with something called an alloidial title. That didn't have nothing to do with us. That was European record keeping.
Yeah.
Right? But once they gave us the records, we started asking questions, and the questions led to us seeking the answers where we couldn't get it from them.
Yeah.
Because we know that they have to put it in the public domain somewhere. We just have to locate it. We just didn't know that they would be telling it to us in news stories.
Yeah.
And using the big screen and political satire to control the narrative. But they've been doing it the whole time. And the same people was behind it. The unseen hand. The black hand.
Real slick. So they saying red hair giants. Now, if you go and look at the South Bantu people, which was over here, Bantu people was over here. They put this red dye in their head. The tribe. I know you probably seen that before, right? So that's when they saying red hair people. They talking about these Bantu peoples.
No, I'm talking about the ones that use the red clay.
Right. And that's
why we literally had red heads over here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, with our Nana, I know about with the red hair, green eyes, our Nana's daughters. But I'm talking about also that's what he talking about though. He talking about the red head, the Bantu that they used to they put the red dye. He talking about that people. He ain't talking about the Aldebaran connection with our Nana. That's a whole nother connection. You know what I'm saying? With our green eye family. He
would have identified if it was clay. If it was red clay.
I'm telling you. He
said we're going to thing that you probably didn't notice. He used the word more than once, and the word was stasis.
Go ahead.
You ain't dead if you in stasis.
Yeah, I know.
Let that sink in for a minute.
Yeah. Okay, so the goals, it's called. Well, you call them Netarus, Natharus. They had a device. Murdoch and them had a device that could put you into stasis, and it really was a sarcophagus. It really was the first prototype to the med beds before they got to making the med beds. Murdoch now, and so what they would do is they could lay in this thing, and it would just put them into like when they float out of space, it just put them into like a deep sleep where they age slower, like a slower process of aging, right? Just kind of like what you said they did to Tookie and all that, kind of like the same thing, but it's more advanced where they don't gotta freeze you. It's like a type of machine where it's put you into this. You get into there and they put you into a certain type of.
They use sarcophagi for that. They used to call them regeneration chambers.
Yeah.
And it was a sarcophagus that carried a certain frequency to regenerate your cells.
Yeah.
So it moved all your biology to when you was in your best performance shape.
That's right.
Right. And they had the ones like these two, they called them giants. When they could put them in stasis in a sarcophagus, and then they could inhabit another human's body that's walking around.
Yeah.
You know, as a walk-in.
Yeah. That's happening. So what I'm thinking is, he's saying giant. He really talking about these 7 foot. Like I said, on Watusis, they get 7 foot, and then when the Watusis mix with the other groups, which like the Sandsman and Twyman, they created other races like the Bantu. And like I said, I'm Bantu. They even show a picture of Satuk. Somebody painted a picture of Satuk. He even got the red hair. But the Mississippi, that red clay dirt is found up and down the Mississippi. That same red clay dirt that they was putting in their hair. I'm telling you, Rod. That's what he don't know. That's what he's saying. He ain't even saying it because they don't really want to tell us that why these Bantu people that's doing this red dye already over here in America 50,000 years, 40,000. Because Doc already said it though. Doc already told us in the in the Let's Set the Record Straight book that the people was already that they was over here. The Bantu people, they was already over here. The Almacs and all that. The Bantu people are the Almacs, right? So they was already over here. And they even show statues of these people with the. They even show Almac statues with the braid. How the people, the Bantu people braid their hair. The Almacs got the same braids. And then, like I said, that red dye, they put that in their hair. That's why they say these red hair. How he black with red hair? Come on, man. I'm talking about like dark black. These niggas jet black with red hair. That wasn't the bunch, the Inanna bunch. That's our other family members, which we got 3 different types. It was the red hair, green eyes with the freckles. That's one of Inanna's daughters. One of her other daughters had black hair with dark colored eyes, and the other one was a mix between the two, which gave her, when you mix the red with the black, it gave you a brown or brunette color. And if you ever see them women that's from them three different ones I just named, and they be thick and fine, because you can see them red, some gingers, they be thick and fine. That's Inanna's daughters, and that ain't the people he talking about though. Although they was over here too.
Let me tell you something from experience out of I went to Mississippi to visit back in '85. And I was out in that sun so much down there that I had patches in my hair that was the color of my skin. But my skin had got darker.
Yeah.
But my hair had these parts that had literally bleached in the sun.
Yeah.
You know, so there are dark people with red hair.
Yeah, I seen it.
It's just not as common as dark people with dark hair. It's like in the Melanesian people, you have some people their skin is so dark that they got a purple tint and then they got blonde hair.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the real
so yeah, the sun also can bleach your hair. Fight you.
Yeah.
So it really just depends on, you know what I'm saying, what was going on with the people at the era. But I do know from experience that the sun will bleach your hair.
Yeah. Yeah, that's but like based on all what I'm collecting, like he's saying, oh, it's a pharaoh. Then the other dude said, oh, well, that's in Utah, right? Well, he's saying that they found this tall 7-foot pharaoh in Utah. Yeah, and then in another spot in the same kind of area, another guy said, oh, these Phoenicians. They all go back to the Phoenicians because that's like a code name for them Well, they can just
Yeah, we said that it was Phoenician writing discovered in the Great Lakes region.
but because it's not Hebrew, there's no such language really as Hebrew. That's what they're.
Paleo Hebrew, what he said.
Yeah.
He said they had Paleo Hebrew and Phoenician, which is very similar.
Right. But it's, the Hebrew is not the language because the Hebrew was an act that's what these other people called us when we went. You
got to remember they renamed everything, so we just using the names they named it as. But even Arabs didn't call themselves Arabs. They still don't call themselves Arabs.
Right.
They call themselves either by their tribe or their country. They don't call themselves no damn Arab.
Right.
The only ones that still use an HMA to refer to themselves as the Chaldean.
Yep.
You know, and then they're the same people. One of them became Christian, the other one became Muslim.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of interaction with people from around the world in the Americas pre-1492.
Right.
And we can act like it didn't happen. We got stories of Vikings came over here when St. Patrick was on his raid. Scotia and Scotia came over here, and they was all welcome.
Right.
Now, post 1492, they created a caste system that we didn't have based on skin color. We didn't have that.
Yeah.
They created a system for everything that we naturally do. We can only do it now under their control. You need a fishing license. We don't need no fishing license to fish. I'm from the land, on the land, going about to feed my people from the land. What is you talking about? Right? We used to traverse the land freely and unrestricted. Now we need a driver's license and follow a speed limit. Yeah. I don't have an objection to speed limits, and I know it need to be enforced some kind of way, but the reality of the situation is we didn't have a lot of the restrictions before they came that we have now, but they telling us we supposed to be free.
Yeah.
We supposed to be the freest country in the world.
Yeah.
We free to be slaves as long as we choose to be. That's what the only thing that we free to do.
Right.
You can't. It's against the law to have children, especially for men. You punish as a man if you rear children, right? And the women get the benefit from the government stepping in as her provider.
Yeah, that's sad, man.
Right? That's just it's systematic control. But when you born in it, it's hard to see it. It's like a fish trying to describe water to another fish.
Yeah.
They can't do it.
Yeah.
They got to come out of water to even recognize they in water.
Yeah.
You know? So it's the same way with these systems that they got in place. If you even look at and do a study of the Panther Party, everything that they did, the government shut down and started doing it. Even what the nation do.
Yeah.
The government was trying to shut them down. They wasn't able to. They tried. But everything the nation was doing, they started doing.
Yeah.
Elijah Muhammad invented the franchise. But we think it was McDonald's or KFC that invented it.
That's deep.
You know, so they didn't know nothing about franchising until Elijah Muhammad started doing his Muslim restaurants.
Yeah, the fish place.
Yep. And, you know, he had buses. We didn't need to go Trailways or Greyhound. We used to catch a nation bus. Right? He had all this stuff. Bakeries. New printing presses and stuff. Everything that they was trying to control, he was trying to find a way to give us the control. We just got hung up on this Islam BS.
Yeah.
We not looking at the tribal activities, the tribal structure that he's maintaining.
Yeah, he was doing Islam civics. That's what he really was doing.
Whatever you want to call it. But you got to always remember, they don't believe it's Islam if it's not Arab. If it's not Arab culture, if it's not ancient Arabic nobles on the mystic strand, they don't accept you as a Muslim. But it don't got nothing to do with the religion. It got everything to do with how you use the information to uplift people.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Some of the best Muslims I met is in the nation, and some of the worst ones I met was born into it in the overseas.
Right.
So you got people like Bilal Phillips, Siraj Wahaj talk bad about Elijah, talk bad about Imam Issa, and at the same time they trying to be black Arabs.
Yeah.
You don't have to stay over here. Get your ass on over there with the Arabs and show you what it is to be a black Arab. You're going to find out when you get there. And then you're going to try to act like it ain't happening. This is the same with Ben and me when he moved to Israel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They don't enjoy the benefits of being over there like the paleface do. But they won't tell us that.
Yeah.
The only melanated ones that got any valuable benefit from the Israeli government was called Falashas from the mass exodus, Operation Exodus, Mossad plot from the early 80s. We don't even know what happened. Right?
Crazy.
So they brought the Falasha over there and they put them on welfare. They feed them. They don't get the same medical care standard as one of those Khazarians over there or those Sephardi over there. They don't get that kind of treatment. But they still did better than they did with Ben Ami. Right? And he did what I'd say all of them should do. If you don't think that this is where you're supposed to be, take your ass where you belong.
Right.
You don't gotta stay here. But we gonna win. Right? So they use these religions as control measures. Elijah was using the tribal structure.
That's right.
It's just basic tribal structure, and most of us was too blind to see who Claire Muhammad was. But Dr. Cleves knew. That's why he set up the shrine of the Black Madonna across on the other side of town from Temple Number 1 in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He was telling you something. Nation was just reflecting it. Right? Fard, that was just the wages for the Muhammad, the worthy one. Because most people don't know the etymology of the word Fard. It's the same as the word ford. It means the wages to get across the river.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's just the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Polar opposite. Northgate, Southgate. Right? Iceman to the mother of the South. Use the mirror. Study. Use the mirror. Translate the names. What is he telling you? Claire Muhammad was the one the whole time. She wasn't wanting Mother Khadijah to replace her. Because she got to give her the juice. Can't get the juice from nobody that ain't the one with the juice. Or else you just got secondary juice. But at the end, it all comes forward. Full circle. As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. From the Alpha to the Omega.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Rod. So overall, on exposing the Smithsonian Institute, what do you think this place? We don't really need the. I don't really need to. I don't personally need to see the artifacts. I know what the deal is now. Like they might have some more stuff to say. Oh, that's interesting. But I don't really care about the artifacts. We already got the truth. We already know, hey, we go back forever on this land.
That ain't for us, though. Huh? It ain't for us. It's for Dr. Umar.
Go ahead. Oh yeah.
It's for what's the brother with the show on CNN?
Mark.
Martin.
I know you.
Roland Martin. That's who the artifacts is for.
Go ahead.
The artifacts is for Al Sharpton.
Yeah.
For all all these other so-called Negro leaders we got. Right? That's who the artifacts from. Those Afrocentric ones.
Yeah.
Right? They got to remember, you got to see what's over here in order to understand where you at. Right? It's for the $5 Indians. It's for the ones that thought we was from somewhere else, and now they about to find out we've been here the whole time.
Damn, I'm telling you, in a cold way.
That's who the artifacts is for. The ones of us that know how to pick a book up and track down leads, we already know what's up.
Yeah.
But you remember, you want to hide something from a Negro, put it in the book.
Right.
So I'm not a Negro, so they don't apply to me.
That's crazy. That's crazy because he the guy that study promoting. He's on the other day talking about oh yeah, see they got us. They enslaved us. They took us in the back and they put us in chains. And he want to paint he want to like wrap that around our mind.
Okay, let's deal with that, Adam. That's what you call victim stancing.
Okay.
You answer every failure with the position of the victim.
Okay.
As long as you continue to be the victim, every story you gonna tell gonna be from the position of the victim.
Yeah, that's how he do it. That's all it is.
But when you rise up and go against the victimizer, you no longer see it the way the victim sees it. Because you can look the beast eye to eye now and you won't buckle or fold. Because that don't got nothing to do with you, what he talking about over there. What got something to do with me is what I'm talking about over here.
Right.
You can tell me I'm from anywhere you want to tell me, but my roots talk to the earth over here and say, baby, you at home.
Yeah.
You just where Big Mama wants you at. Don't leave no stone unturned.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Right? So everywhere I seen the chief, I pointed him out. Right? All these are the stones the builders rejected. I've been building a community in everybody's face and they didn't even see it happening.
Yeah, it's big too. Big.
You know? I've been initiating unity response in the communities. Chicago, LA, Atlanta, Houston. But people don't see it. Because they think I'm just on the internet talking.
Yeah.
I done already did so much footwork. I done already talked to Bloods, Crips, Vice Lords, Latin Kings, Peace Stones, Growth and Development, Black Disciples, Black Gangsters, Satin Disciples, Maniacs. I done talked to them all. I done already did that footwork. Now I'm just trying to inform everybody what to expect.
Hey, this person said they don't follow nobody without a passport. Could you break down what a passport is? Roy still making them a slave?
So first of all, this is a metaphor. In other words, I'm not following nobody that can't get in the doors we need to get in. Passport is used as a euphemism for being able to get from one place to the other unrestricted.
Go ahead.
So that's a hood saying. You ain't following nobody that ain't qualified to lead.
Right.
And the passport is the qualification.
Go ahead.
Right? But at the fundamental level, since you asked the question, driver's license, state IDs, and passports are all the same as free papers for emancipated slaves or slaves with passes off the plantation. But that ain't what she was talking about. She was talking about she ain't following nobody that ain't qualified.
I think that's what she could have been, or she was talking about a passport with somebody. I heard some people say that. Oh, if you don't got a passport, then he don't know what he's talking about.
You know, but the passport is used as a euphemism, as a metaphor.
Nah, some people they really mean like actual passport.
But that's because everybody don't get the euphemism.
Yeah, I know.
They stuck in literalism. This is why a lot of information get lost in translation. Because when they say pale face speak with forked tongue, they think he lying. He ain't lying.
Yeah.
He got two agendas coming out his mouth. He got the agenda of the one that sent him, and then he got his own agenda too.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way you could tell him that is Drink Champs or Mud Hut, Peace Pipe Ceremony. Make him tell the truth. You can't lie to the chief when you're chiefing with the chief.
Right.
Can't lie to him. He don't know you lying out the game. Like, why you telling me that bullshit? It sinks you, so you a built-in lie detector. Experience teaches you the best.
Yeah. Shout out that boy, brother. Hey, shout out Chief Brother Love. Yeah, they talk about that same thing on the Stargate. That Raw was just talking about the Stratus jars. They call them Stratus jars on the Stargate movie. How the Najarus were storing their essence inside of these advanced technology, and they can go into like a sleep state. Right. All right, bro. What you say, Rod?
I said that's stasis.
Oh, yeah, stasis. Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Let's take two more questions and we will wrap it up.
Yeah, everybody wrap it up, man. We already about 2 hours and 30 minutes almost in. Drop a question in the chat. We'll take two questions and we'll get up out of here.
Somebody keep asking the one question about Ukraine firing the U.S. missiles into Russia. Who else missiles they gonna fire? Who armed Ukraine?
Yeah,
America arms Ukraine. They about to get cut off. Israel is too, but Israel lasts because they represent the great imposter. Right? So when you realize that all this stuff is to steal our birthright over here so that they can steal all of the tribes of the earth birthright.
yeah.
This is the final showdown, the final conflict, the battle of Armageddon. It ain't even got to be bloody warfare. It's a military strategy. Who's the most strategic? Who's able to see through the BS the best? Who's able to deceive the most? Who's able to see through the deception? It's a chess game.
Right.
Multi-dimensional chess game. Multi-generational chess game. When you know where all your pieces was at on the board, when you look back, you know where they at in the future.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is move the pieces accordingly. It's a piece of information on the bottom of each piece that tell you what you need to do in order to advance the piece. It's
Right.
called directions. Everybody can't follow directions is the number one problem we face. This is why nobody wants you to tell them that.
Right.
Because everybody think they know everything already.
Right.
So when somebody like we sit here and we do these classes, you got the hecklers that come in the crowd trying to disrupt us because they don't want the people that's in the crowd listening. They want to distract them with the shenanigans and the comments so that they can miss the message.
Yeah.
They just come to cause the chaos. But we chaos magicians, so we use it to our advantage so that nobody can't miss out on nothing.
Right.
We adjust and overcome. Right? No retreat, no surrender. Full steam ahead, balls to the wall. Platinum back gorilla rage in this place.
Yeah.
Let them get it. How they get it. You don't gotta like it, but you're gonna learn to love it because when it's all said and done, the underdog on top now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We've been winning for people don't know, but they don't. Everything that the people that came before us was saying about how this all ends, it's happening right now. Like I can see like what Elijah Muhammad said in the fall of America about the fall of the dollar. All it's like it's happening right now, like as we speak. It's all happening.
Yep. Matter of fact, they already gave a Federal Reserve deadline for fiat notes before they shift over the system.
Yeah.
Now remember, the system is going to shift over before they get rid of the fiat note.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The deadline is January the 1st. So we know we're going to have a new currency come 2026.
Yeah, they already switched a lot of banks over already.
Yeah. Did you see they got a whole new, like one half of the world is on the old internet and the whole other rest of the world is on the new internet?
Yeah.
They don't got nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
right? So it's a large shift and it's almost complete.
Yeah.
And when it's done, everybody gonna know what happened. They just put out the arrest warrant. They just arrested what's his name? Comey, the dude from the Russiagate scandal. So the first arrest been made on that. Next thing they're gonna have to, and then Trump just gave orders for the DOJ to go ahead and execute the arrest immediately. He gave that order today on a Sunday, or it might have been yesterday on a Saturday. But he gave the order to start arresting these suckers immediately, right after they called all of the generals to Quantico. Not Quantico. It's a Marine base. They called them all to the Marine base. I forgot which one it was. But they have never in the history of the country called all of the generals in one place at one time. That's unheard of. Right? But they just did it. Something big about to shift. It's about to pop. I'm waiting on the fat lady to sit down on that pimple.
Hey man, I'm already ready for whatever. I'm ready for whatever. Like C. Mercer said, we ready for whatever. I hope Teddy Ready about to clip his wings, touch the sky, bro. I think C. Murder was kind of like Psycho a little bit, bro. He's a psycho serial killer a little. Yeah, somebody said.
Malcolm said it best. If you ain't an angry black man in America, you're an insane black man in America.
Hey, look, what he all? They like Doc said, they don't love you. I mean, they don't love you and they hate you. It's like this. Like Martin Luther King was teaching love. Let's hold hands. Let's join together. And bang, they shot him. Malcolm X said, "Hell no." You see how he going the opposite. Bang, they shot him. So it stands to reason. It don't matter how you go with them. They don't like you anyway. They ain't gonna like you.
The thing is this: you don't want your inferior to muster up the wherewithal to be your superior after you done them wrong, because you don't know how they going. They got a right for revenge if they choose it. You don't know what they gonna choose because of what you done did. Right. So you don't want to give up the power to the people you done did the dirt to. Because if you get the power up to the people you done did the dirt to, you don't know. You like, they at your mercy.
Right.
Right? So they don't want you to join them. So don't talk that peace talk. Shoot them down. But they don't want you to start your own. Tulsa, Oklahoma, Rosewood, etc. They'll burn you down. Right? If you talk about standing up to them, Malcolm, they will shoot you. Get rid of you. Right? If you make alliances in high places with us, they JFK you. They RFK you.
Yeah.
Right? So it don't matter because they don't want us to get back on top because they say all the stuff we did to them, we don't know what they gonna do to us.
Right.
It don't matter. We gonna do whatever we want to do when we get on top.
Now,
but we ain't gonna do nothing reckless though.
Yeah, right.
Because we follow the matriarchal order, and the matriarchal rules say getting rid of this person gonna benefit or hurt the community. Right? If it's gonna benefit the community, arrivederci, off the cliff you go. Yeah. If leaving you around gonna benefit the community, well, we got to figure out a reformation plan. We got to change your mindset and get you to bump straight. Because if you don't bump straight, even if you benefit the community, you off the cliff you go. But if you ain't gonna benefit the community in no kind of way, and you on that list, off the cliff you go, out the gate, ain't nothing to talk about. But if it's a benefit the community can draw from you, and you willing to reform. But you know what Elijah say, can the devil be reformed? No. It's been tried. Yeah. It's utterly failed. So if he can't be reformed, that means he was a devil to begin with, and he gonna remain a devil, so we gonna give him the devil's reward. Right. But if he